there were fans who are turning into the NBA Cup that maybe aren't familiar with the Houston Rockets and what you guys have done so far this season. How would you kind of describe the identity of this team right now?
Say we're a deep, athletic, physical team. That's what we're trying to build, and um, you know, been good on the defensive end, defensive minded, like to junk it up, be aggressive on that end, and unselfish and balanced on offense. And so, yeah, that's the reputation we have kind of formed, and the identity that we want to form is playing with effort and traditionally getting stops and playing good defense. But offensively, we're in a work in progress. That's some guys coming along and making strides, and that's why we are where we are.
Jonathan?
On the subject of the offense making progress, do you feel that it's 15 now? Does it need to get closer to where your defense is for you guys to reach the goals you've talked about?
Yeah, I'd say we'd have to be more consistent for sure. I think there's some things we do really well and that have helped us in those numbers, but sometimes it simply comes down to shooting, and if those numbers increase from the shooting aspect, obviously we'll take a step there as well. So a lot of teams are trying to keep us out of the fast court, fast break situations. Our defense turns into offense, which has been really good, but in the half court at times when we get bogged down and the ball sticks a little bit or we're missing shots, it affects us there. And so shooting numbers strictly can help us improve there, but I think we do some things really well. Crashing the offensive glass, getting out in transition when we can, and yeah, that'll be the biggest step with our young guys. Like I mentioned, is them taking steps in growth as far as facilitators and understanding what the defense is trying to take away from them.
Kelly?
Coach, in terms of defending Shea in the half court, is there a different level of aggression that you need in order to slow him down? It seems like in the past 2 games he's had a lot of success.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best scorers, obviously, in the league, and a lot of teams are sitting back and trying to make him beat you with jump shots, specifically threes, and I think he gets ahead of steam and kind of he's on his front foot, and you're kind of in retreat mode, and so we want to pick up a little bit higher, be more physical. I think show him a crowd a little bit more and give him some indecisiveness as far as that. And so, you don't just want to leave guys on the island the whole time. And he's had his way there a few times against us, especially in the first game. But did a little bit better the second game. But he's a tough challenge, no doubt, because of his pace and his patience, and he usually makes the right read.
Coach on your right here, Tim?
Ime, I wasn't there, obviously, but the game against Golden State the other night, you could feel through the screen the level. It was just a different regular season game level. Yep. And going through that, coming here, playing for money, there's a trophy at the end, all that good stuff. Just what can this week do to help your young guys see what the big thing really is at the end of that you're ultimately chasing?
Yeah, I think it's good to play in those different situations that you mentioned. For a lot of guys that haven't tasted the playoffs yet, it's was closest thing to that as far as intensity and physicality, and something on the line. And so meaningful basketball is really good for our young guys that haven't had a ton of those games. We did it last year somewhat at the end of the season, playing for something. We were still in the mix, but to play in this and make it here and obviously try to take another step will include us growing in those areas and going through those things for the first time. So we have some vets that have been there, done that, as well as coaches. But for them to go through it for the first time, they said they could feel the intensity. The crowd was different. The environment was different. And so to pass that step and to have to take on another good team here will be a good test for us. But all these things are invaluable for our growth.
Back row on your left.
Hello, Coach. What does the winning the cup mean for your team? Like the whole experience and winning it all. What does it mean?
Yeah, just an accomplishment, a feather in your cap, and something obviously new to the league. But for us, it's growth for our young guys and chance to play in some, like I said, some meaningful different games. And in general, just something that I think players have really responded well to in the league. Kind of takes the dull moments of the early season away and gives you something to play for. But it's an honor to be here, and we felt we did well in our group to get here. And now we just want to make some more noise while we're here and not just be happy and satisfied that we're here.
Second row in the center.
Hi, Coach. So when playing the league's top defense, do these kind of matchups feel like they're more a test of discipline or creativity?
I would say you have to definitely be disciplined against them. I think we're the top two defenses, and so very stingy on that end and do it in a different way. But they're one of the best at creating turnovers, you know, and drawing you into a crowd, and they give up some things as well, but they really protect the paint at a high level. And so making the right reads is big for us, and being disciplined as far as that, and not playing in the crowd or you know, over penetrating, getting off the ball one dribble too late. And so the area they really hurt us in the first game was, you know, creating turnovers, getting out and running. And so for us, it's the discipline to make the simple read, simple play. And when Alpe's in the post and the double comes, invite that and create shots for other guys. And so I think the discipline for us is huge.
Do a final two right here, and then Tim on the left.
First off, good seeing you again. A lot of players, when they talk about you, they say, man, you got to defend to play for Ime. In terms of defense, how can you speak to, you know, especially the youth? We have a lot of top prospects playing out here too as well, and then a lot of, you know, aspiring people in the draft. What can you say to them about being able to play on both sides of the ball and how important that is? Because a lot of times with the youth, everybody's focusing on offense, scoring off of playing off like 5-8 dribbles instead of like being able to be a two-way player.
Yeah, I would say there's only, you know, 1 or 2 high-level scorers on every team. You know, guys that are averaging in the 20s most of the time, and so not to limit yourself or anything, but understanding other ways to impact the game. And you know, you can do that with defending, obviously, and that's an effort thing, a mentality thing that everybody can kind of have. And then the guys that are natural scorers do their thing, and we're trying to encourage them to be more well-rounded as well. So for us, it's just, you know, ever since I've played, that was me, but also the teams that I've coached with, I understand the importance of that and how it impacts winning. And so for me, something simple as that, and it's non-negotiable that if you're going to win at a high level, you have to be able to do that. And so all of our quote-unquote non-defenders that have really grown in those areas, we've seen them grow in a year or two. And you know, it's just in general, there's only going to be a few guys that can really score at that level that really impact the NBA game like that. But there's other ways you can get in and carve out a role and a niche in the league.
Last question on your left, Tim.
Going back to the other night against the Warriors, all the focus on that foul with a few seconds left overshadowed the fact you guys shut them out for the last few minutes. What did you think of there being so much focus on that foul, and then what did you see from your guys in those last few minutes?
Yeah, I saw a great effort. Obviously, you have to make some shots to get back in it, but we really locked down on that end. I think we were pretty stingy all game for them to only have 90 in general, but the last minutes when we had to have stops, we got them. Our activity was great, especially on Curry. I think Alperen did an amazing job moving his feet and kind of taking him away from his shots there. But, yeah, it was more so than me focusing on the last foul. It was everything that led up to it, which was getting the stops, getting those rebounds and getting the scores, but also timely possessions, time and score that we attacked and got quick baskets and got us into that 2-for-1 situation late in the game. And so I loved how, you know, Fred got on the floor, Jalen got on the floor and made those plays to even be in that position. And the refs call what they call, and we got to, you know, you kind of live through that. But also had to take and make those big free throws late in the game. And so Jalen did that. Credit to him, but I loved how we guarded at the end. But overall for the game, you know, you have 6 or so 24-second violations against a pretty high-level offensive team. You're doing some good things.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.